Well, half a day.
Half a day.
I can get a better half a day. It's Friday. Half a day.
Half a day.
Half a day, and welcome to the office of the Governor of Guam. Thank you so much for indulging me with that half a day. We're here to proclaim November 15, 2024, in recognition of Guam celebrates America Recycles Day 2024. Before we begin, of course, I want to recognize the presence of the Honorable Joshua of Tenorio, our Lieutenant Governor of Guam. Guests with us today, we have Nick Rupley Lee, Guam EPA Acting Deputy Administrator. Joaquin Arceo, MCOG Executive Director. Joaquin? Just keep applauding, yeah. Steve Carrera, Guam EPA Board Vice Chair, Steve Hollister, Frank Castro, Danny Taitingfong, Kathleen Moreland. I don't see all of our board here, but they're highlighted for me, so they're here in spirit. I also want to recognize Irvin Slight, GSWA General Manager. Thank you, Irvin. We saw a lot of Irvin last year during Typhoon Mara recovery, so we have so much thanks for him. And of course, the Guam EPA staff who manned all our stations, all our cleanup stations. I also want to acknowledge the presence of UOG's Center for Island Sustainability and all our Guam recycling industry leadership joining us. Without further ado, I want to give the floor now to our Guam EPA Acting Administrator for his remarks.
All right, Nick. I'm sorry, Michelle is stuck at the SAME conference this afternoon, so I'll be providing some brief remarks on her behalf. I think everybody knows and understands the importance of recycling and the role it plays in our region, especially with limited resources and means to properly dispose or process our waste material. We have limited land space, so landfill reduction is critical in ensuring that we have proper solid waste management, and also forming partnerships with different parts of the region who will be able to accept our waste that can be recycled. You hear the buzzwords all the time, circular economies, sustainability, and overall reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. So even though we're a tiny island, we're going to do our part to ensure that we can improve the quality of the environment, even from as small as we are. So thank you so much.
And I want to give the floor to the Honorable Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio.
Happy day, everybody. Happy Friday. And welcome to Adelup. It really is a great opportunity to bring public awareness and education to the cause of recycling. And as Nick pointed out, in the small island communities with limited land, it's so important for us to identify sustainable solutions to the solid waste of this island, knowing that we have huge impacts, right? We have a large and expanding military operation going on here amongst different services. We have been experiencing mass tourism, which itself does cause a lot of solid waste. And of course, we're an island home to our people, our residents that are here, our children. And I know that I'm so inspired by a lot of the desire to recycle coming from our children and our students. That they have been doing a lot of things in the school system that is becoming part of their value system. And it gives us as professionals the inspiration to find pathways and solutions to some of the things that we see today. I know Guam EPA funded a waste study a few years ago that really gave us an insight about all the different waste streams there are, including in the illegal dump sites, and what are the opportunities for us to not only beautify our island, but make sure that we recover things that can be recovered. So I want to also recognize Solid Waste for their commitment to recycling, understanding that over these last few years, we're all sort of on a roller coaster globally on what items can be recycled. What are the markets that are accepting it? And some of them have to do with investments in technology. And so looking forward to some of the investments I know that are being made at the solid waste authority. We've been meeting with Solid Waste, Guam EPA, DPW, trying to find all of the things we need to do to figure out how we can make our abandoned vehicle and tire problem into a higher performing program. And so pleased that Solid Waste is investing in some infrastructure that's going to be able to crush cars and get the fluids separated. We know that there are private sector recyclers that are trying to not only expand and stabilize their businesses, but maybe get into the market, and of course, trying to guide them appropriately how to activate. It is quite a challenge since the recycling markets are changing. The standards for the receiving countries are changing, and we also have to kind of understand where all the markets are. But we also have to be willing to make investments. And I think when we value the limited land we have, we know that providing investments in infrastructure and technology and facility is probably where we, more than other communities, are probably going to want to push those resources. Recently, I had an opportunity to go to Palau, and I saw the Koror State glass recycling program. There's different kinds of things that can happen, and look forward to using today's proclamation as a way to solicit the public's support for recycling, but also hopefully to get some folks to help us connect with the innovation that we know there can be on the island and in the region. Solid waste is a big challenge for small islands and small island states, and I think we have that population and we have more resources than others that hopefully we can find good pathways for a good program. So congratulations also to Guam EPA, your great staff. You've been doing a whole lot of things outside of the norm sometimes, but also in a very consolidated and compacted way, right? We know that we need more professionals in EPA to keep up with the demands of our government and our nation. But I just want to say thank you very much for all the great work that you're doing. And of course, to all the public servants and everybody in the private sector and civil society that are working on recycling, congratulations, and let's continue this good work.
Thank you, LT. And now for the reading of the proclamation. Our reader today is Nick Rupley.
Proclamation number 2024-116. A proclamation of the governor proclaiming November 15, 2024 in recognition of Guam Celebrates America Recycles Day 2024. Whereas the 27th Annual America Recycles Day is celebrated today, Friday, November 15, 2024, as a local and national effort to promote the benefits of recycling for the betterment of our human and environmental health through a reduction in waste and greenhouse gas emissions and through resource conservation. Whereas continued global shifts in materials management and recycling policy challenge our viability of shipping recyclable material from Guam, our island remains undeterred in its recycling efforts, and we continue experiencing upward trends in our recycling outlook, resulting in an increase to Guam's recycling rate from 38.2% reported in 2023 to now 60.13% today. Whereas on US EPA's waste reduction model, which was developed to provide high-level estimates of potential greenhouse gas emissions reductions, energy savings, and economic impacts from several different waste management practices like recycling, Guam's waste diversion efforts, which resulted in a 60.13% recycling rate, equates to a greenhouse gas emission reduction equivalent to either 36,796 gasoline-powered vehicles driven for an entire year, 7,155,465 bags of waste diverted from the landfill, or 20,108,509,872 mobile cell phones being charged. Whereas on June 3rd, 2023, following Typhoon Mayor's damage and destruction to our vegetative landscape and structures, which produced an extraordinary increase in solid waste all over the island, the Guam Environmental Protection Agency was tasked by the Leon-Guerrero Tenorio administration to organize and operate 3 temporary disaster debris management sites to assist the community with disaster debris disposal. Whereas Mawar recovery efforts included island residents collectively pitching in to properly rid of a staggering volume of disaster debris not seen in over 2 decades, recycling played a critical role in Guam's disaster management and recovery, contributing to both environmental sustainability and community resilience. Whereas the island-wide environmental cleanup program executed by the Mayor's Council of Guam continues to thrive, white goods, metals, and green waste saw steady increases in recycling, leading to the significant increase in our current reported recycling rate for eligible materials in calendar year 2023. Whereas despite the global challenges, stakeholders like our local recycling industry partners, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio's Island-wide Beautification Task Force, the University of Guam Centers for Island Sustainability, and iRecycle remain steadfast in their commitment to sustain our island's recycling efforts and support regenerative models of materials management through zero waste and circular economies. And whereas Guam avails of opportunities and technical support from our federal counterparts, funding initiatives like the US EPA's Solid Waste Infrastructure for Recycling grant program through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law has resulted in the successful collaboration with Guahan Sustainable Cultures, the MCOG, to implement community-based compost and gardening training at the municipal level.
Now, therefore, I, Joshua F. Tenorio, Segundo Magallahing Guahan, Lieutenant Governor of Guam, on behalf of and together with Governor Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero in Magahagan, Guahan, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Organic Act of Guam as amended, do hereby proclaim November 15th, 2024, in recognition of Guam Celebrates America Recycles Day 2024. I urge the people of Guam to come together and learn more about the importance of recycling and the steps we must all take to create a cleaner and greener island to nurture generations to come. Given under my hand and the Great Seal of Guam to be affixed in the capital city of Hagåtña on this 15th day of November in the year of our Lord, Anno Domini 2024. And Viva Guam Celebrates America Recycles Day 2024.
Viva! Thank you, everyone. This will conclude our live stream event, and thank you for all the incredible work you do for recycling efforts here on Guam. I want to call everyone up to the front for a group photo. And I wish you a great weekend ahead.
I'll send you information on that program. I'd appreciate it.